Aloha. We've put together this brief video to clarify Hawaii's child passenger restraint law and to encourage all of you to enforce the law. Child passenger safety seats do save lives and prevent injuries. The State Department of Transportation is currently airing public service announcements on the need to use child passenger safety seats. We hope that the following presentation will help you understand both the importance of the law and how your enforcement of it can make a difference in reducing traffic injuries and fatalities.
We don't like ticketing parents or citing grandparents who are taking the kids out for the day. But we will, because statistics prove that children who are properly secured in a safety seat are more likely to survive a crash than children who aren't. So if a ticket is what it takes to remind you to use a child's safety seat, we'll do it because we care. Buckle up all children under 4 years old in a safety seat.
Hawaii's child passenger restraint law was enacted in December of 1983 to combat some very troubling trends which still exist today. Motor vehicle collisions are the leading cause of death to children over 1 year of age. Approximately 80% of the children that were killed were not restrained in a child safety seat. Drivers are required by law to ensure that any child under 4 years of age is in a child passenger safety seat. Violators will be required to pay a fine between $100 and $500, depending on the number of offenses. In addition, if they haven't done so before, they will be required to attend a 4-hour class and pay an additional $50.
Parents need to understand that it's something that they shouldn't argue with their children about. Children have to be in car seats, period. We can use an example of if a child was playing with matches and you take the matches away and the child starts crying, are you going to give them the matches back? I don't think so. When you see a child in the emergency room and they're in a lot of pain and they got a lot of broken bones and a lot of injuries, it's too late to do anything. You have to do it before they get to the emergency room, and that's prevention. Prevention by giving citation to the parents so that they will know that they have to keep their children safe and in car seats.
For some officers, writing a citation is difficult because they do not want to place a financial burden on a lower income family. It can also be difficult to observe whether or not a child is in a safety seat or in determining the age of the child. In addition, officers are often busy in other aspects of the job.
Normally we think of our job as going out there catching the bad guys, arresting drunk drivers. But car seats and seat belts, it's the soft side of law enforcement. But remember that the actions you take out there by enforcing the law will save lives, will save the lives of children in the state of Hawaii.
Last May, our unit was called to the scene of a one-car fatality. And the victim was a 2-year-old toddler. There was the sad part about that case. There was a child restraint seat in the car. Apparently, the child was seated in the seat but not restrained properly, so he was thrown out of the vehicle upon impact. The parent suffered non-disabling injuries, like just abrasions, because she was properly restrained. That's something the mother of that toddler, has to live with for the rest of her life. And I would rather issue 20 citations or 100 citations to parents rather than investigate one fatal collision as a result of an unrestrained child.
We need to be aware, first of all, that there is a problem with child restraint seat use, that parents are not buckling up their children. We have to remember that children 4 years and under cannot make their own decisions and are reliant upon the parent or the driver of that vehicle for their safety. If those parents do not buckle up their children, we need to conduct a proper enforcement to encourage them to buckle up their children and save their children's lives.
For police officers, these incidents are very difficult to deal with. For parents, they're devastating.
On May 22nd, 1997, at about 7 a.m. in the morning, I was involved in a terrible motor vehicle collision in which my 4-year-old daughter, Kelly, almost died. As a result of the accident, she is left permanently blind in her left eye. There's no doubt in my mind that had she not been strapped in properly, she would have died. I also had 2 other children in the van that day. Maya, who was about 1.5 years at that time, she was in child restraint seat. She suffered no injuries whatsoever. And my 5-year-old son, Jeff, was also properly restrained. He just got a little contusion on his head. The paramedics were very, very good to me. They allowed me to extract my kids from the van that morning, although I was hurt. And we took them to the hospital. Had they not been buckled up, we would have been taking them to the morgue.
We need to be proactive and help prevent injuries and deaths from occurring in traffic collisions. One of the best ways of doing this is a strict enforcement of child passenger safety seat laws. If you don't help to ensure the safety of Hawaii's child passengers, who will?